Welcome back to Pipes Drums for part two of our interview with the RSPBA's Northern Ireland branch chair, Alastair Patterson. In part one, we talked about some of the things that are happening within the branch itself with Alastair. And in part two, we thought we'd talk about some of the bigger picture things. So thanks very much, Alastair. Great to see you again.
Good to be with you.
Yeah, we thought maybe you've taken a look at sort of the scene overall in the UK, and what are some of the more important things that you feel need to happen in the UK in terms of the pipe band scene? What would you like to see happen?
Yeah, look, I suppose probably one I could start with, really what is the positive thing for this particular season, and that is in the fact that we do have five major championships on the calendar. So I suppose we have to start with that positive, and I know particularly that's what a lot of our bands and a lot of our drum majors, wanted to see, and it has come about. I can speak from, my own personal involvement in that, particularly from the Northern Ireland branch perspective. And that was the securing of the UK Championships, which is now going to be this on Saturday, the 18th of May here, the first major it's coming to Northern Ireland. It's taking place in Bangor in Ward Park. So again, it's something that's positive we feel for the Northern Ireland branch and for other bands, and particularly for all the bands, even on the entire island of Ireland, for the Republic of Ireland, and of course for here Northern Ireland branch. But we do have quite a considerable number of bands that are travelling from Scotland as well. So look, that's been a positive thing. Look, I think in the whole entire scene here within the UK in general, and of course even within Northern Ireland, like I think I can see positive shoots start to come out. There has been the difficulties, there has been problems, of course, as we know, there has been issues, and a lot of it is councils, particularly, were the key funders and the key backers of these events. Financial constraints within those bodies is making it more and more difficult for these things to happen. And I think, we're starting to see that, that has proved really difficult this particular season. But, we have to learn from that. I think the association in general, and I'm talking the association, all of the branches, all of the sister organizations, I think we all have to take note. I think we all have to step back and we have to sort of look at it and sort of evaluate exactly where we are. And it's something back to what I spoke to you the last time about, the initiative that we have here in Northern Ireland about planning for the future. I think that's something in general that maybe the association need to look at as well. I think, they need to look at it and sort of plan, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do moving forward? The last big thing that happened within RSPBA in general would have been the Millennium Review that, of course, happened back at the Millennium. So again, that's scary thing is that's 24 years ago now. So, maybe now is the time again to sort of sit down and start to look at things and sort of see exactly where we need to go. As I say, look, there's a strong foundation there. I think, there's enough there to sort of try and, to keep us going, to keep us moving forward. But we need to start maybe looking at what other organizations are doing throughout the world, all of our sister organizations as well. Probably we think that they're all running these great events at times. They're probably having the exact same stresses and strains that we're having. So maybe a bit more open dialogue with them as well, a bit more discussion. Because, I think if people talk to one another, I think we can sort of start to see, we'll also get ideas. And I'm a firm believer that we do have the expertise within, but sometimes it's just sort of teasing that bit of knowledge out there and get that to come along and to come with us and to try and help us.
Yeah, yeah, it's really interesting points. Once again, Alistair, you mentioned some of the things maybe going around other things around the world in the world pipe band community. Are there any things that have particularly caught your eye that have been outside of the UK that has taken your interest?
I think one of the things that that I have seen, I suppose I've had I've had the luxury of being at other events overseas and seeing exactly how they are run and seeing how they are put on. And I have to say, one of the great things that I see with them, they're very big events, but they're part of an overall, the pipe band competition as such is just one small part of a massive, festival weekend type event. Um, so it's maybe something that we need to look at. We seem to be always just purely focused on, the pipe band championships or the drum major championships. That's what we're there just to do. But I think if we could become part of something else, become part of something bigger, or partner with somebody else, we could even get bigger exposure to an audience that wouldn't normally come and stand and listen to us. So I think it's something that we need to maybe sort of look at to see. And I think that's, it's one of the things I can see with the likes of the Perth Highland Games, becoming the European Championships as such, or bringing the European Championships to it. I know it's going to be part of a bigger event. So I think, it's a positive thing as well. And it's good to see something like that development. But look, there's opportunities, and I think it's just about trying to go and find and tap into those opportunities. And I think throughout the world, like I have seen and watched, the bits and pieces from New Zealand, great, fantastic to see. Seems to be a very, very strong piping scene out there. I've seen, the American Championships was on there just an invitational event a couple of weeks ago as well. And again, any of the images that I saw coming from that all look very, very good, very positive. I know there's the Victoria Highland Games, which is coming up now as well. And I've been to that one in the past, and I know it's a fantastic event too. So look, there's lots of good things happening, right across the world. And again, I think it's just if we can extend that hand of friendship and start talking to those people as well, and sort of, start to bounce ideas about let's see, not just one person knows everything. And I think if we can start to share the ideas, even just share things that, they'll give us the pitfalls that they have, equally we'll have the same. And it's
Yeah.
about making the product overall for the pipe band world that much better.
Yeah, it seems like that's a good way to look at it. Open-minded. It sounds like it's what you're talking about, and respectful, mutually respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of really, really good things in both these parts, but maybe we can close it out by, what can we look forward to? What can the piping and drumming world look forward to from the RSPBA's Northern Ireland branch as you move forward?
Well, let's hope we can keep going. Let's hope we can keep developing. Let's hope we can keep getting better. Let's, that our bands keep going as strong as what they are. I know they too have their challenges. Trying to keep players changes. Bands go up, bands go down. But I'm looking forward, to the 18th of May to the UK Championships, and then of course the rest of our Northern Ireland season as such. But look, moving forward, it's something that I think, that I want to do is I sort of look at that analogy of, bands playing together, bands with their music. And some people can look at, what we're putting forward, and it could be like a tune, and it's how we're going to play this, how we're going to make it work, and how we're going to make it to sort of achieve success. That's what the bands, the pipe majors, the leading drummers are doing whenever they're setting out, their medley selection for the year ahead, or their MSR for the year ahead. So we too, within the Northern Ireland branch, we also have to look at what we're going to set out and what we're going to do and what we're going to try to fine tune to make it better for all of our bands and for all of our drum majors. And hopefully, as I say, we're a good, hard-working team around me at the minute. And I want to try and develop that a bit more and try and keep building on that, and hope. And I'm always hopeful. I'm always positive that we can achieve some of the things that we're sort of setting out to do. Look, I've been involved in this game now for, scary thing is it's 40 plus years. From a competitive side right through to now this side of the fence that I'm sort of sitting on. And I still retain my adjudicator status as well as an attached adjudicator. And I'll continue to do that too for as long as I can. But it's in the DNA, it's in the blood, and I want to sort of keep striving. keep putting the best foot forward. I suppose as a drum major, it was always about putting the best foot forward, putting on that best display and leading from the front. And I want to try to continue to do that for the Northern Ireland branch.
Well, those are great analogies. It's Alastair. It's been a pleasure speaking with you to hear about the Northern Ireland branch of the RSPBA. We wish you and the branch and all the competitors, all the members of the branch, every success for the future as you move forward and with this very positive, optimistic outlook on piping and drumming in your region. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Andrea, and I look forward to talking to you again sometime in the future, hopefully.
Us too. That's Alastair Patterson, the chair of the Northern Ireland branch of the RSPBA, and we really appreciate Alastair's time. Stay tuned to Pipes Drums for more leadership interviews from our ongoing series in the next few weeks.